Did I say it was a short summer? Yeah. It's like, wow. I blinked and it's like it's starting already. So how many people worked all summer? We have like bridge drivers, and we had ESY drivers, and we had attendants working. You guys didn't work? No? Okay. You did, but you wanted to bid it. I can see that. Hey, this morning, the first question's before we get started about the masks. So it's at your comfort level. There's been no direction coming out of our school board. It's totally optional. So it's up to you. If you've had your vaccination, you feel comfortable, please feel free. That could change tomorrow. It actually could change this afternoon. So we were expecting the superintendent to come by this morning, and Randy Shatera. They'll be by just a little bit later. I think their schedule's changed a little bit, so they're going to come in a little later. But I do want to welcome each and every one of you back. Oh my God. We have lost so many drivers over the summer. It seems like every week they were coming in and attendance as well and just resigning. And I said, well, you know, why? And, well, I can go other places and make more money. And, you know, and that's true. And I went to our superintendent and I said, wow, I said, ma'am, we got a problem. We need to somehow try to get our folks more money. And we've always tried to do that. And unfortunately, our board would have to make that decision. But you know, when I'm competing with Starbucks is paying $17 an hour to be a barista. Yeah, make coffee and you make $17 an hour. Of course, you're only getting 20 hours a week. You know, I mean, sounds good, but then you look at the fine print. There's no benefits of any kind. There's no medical. There's no retirement. And you go out and you look at FedEx. FedEx is paying $15 an hour with a $1,000 sign-on. Wow, boy, that sounds good. Yeah, but they'll run you 15 hours, 2 days, get you 30 hours, and you don't work again for the next 6 or 7 days. Because they got to keep you under that 40 hours so they don't have to give you benefits, because by law, if they get you up to 40 hours, then they got to give benefits. So once again, it sounds really good. FedEx is doing the same thing. United States Parcel Service is doing the same thing. But if you look at the fine print, folks, you have longevity here. This is a home. FedEx is going to use you as long as the need is there. And, UPS is going to use you as long as that need's there. But the minute they don't need you, kick you to the curb. We don't do that. We ask you to stay. We beg you to stay. Had a driver in my office Thursday. Thursday's fake Friday. Yeah, we're on 4 days. I said, and she says, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to resign. And I said, why? You've been here. She's been here years. Well, I live up in Orange County, and it's a long drive. She lives up near Colonial, right. And so she's going to work for Orange. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm going to go to Orange this afternoon and get me 2 drivers and bring back. That's the way it works, right? They're going to poach my drivers, I'm going to poach their drivers, right? So I'm serious. And we know some folks, right, that live in Poinciana and Kissimmee and want to drive here, but they can't give up a $2 an hour pay rate because our pay is a little bit lower here. So we're working with the union, we're working with a lot of folks to try to look at doing what we can. Maybe you can bring in more experience. Maybe we can, look at a better raise. I've asked for some bonuses. I've asked for some sign-ons, something to help out. And right now our superintendents, they're looking at it. They're looking at everything. They know that we have to make it more attractive to keep our wonderful drivers. And so I just want you to know we're working on behalf of you, because hiring drivers is like winning the lotto. I mean, it's like gold. It's almost impossible. And now the tour operators are going back in business, right? The cruise ships are going out. So guess what? The Disney buses are going. You got the tour guys. They're paying $20 an hour, folks. But again, they'll use you 2 days a week and then kick you to the curb. So no passengers this week. Yeah, you don't get to drive. So it looks and sounds really good, but if you're going to do something like that, please talk to us and at least look at the fine print. And remember, you're a family here. You have longevity. You can stay here as long as you want. And it's not a bad place to work. Come on. You work your hours. You get to work for wonderful people like our managers, and my door is always open. You can come see me if you have a problem. I've never turned anyone away, and I never will. Please understand. We need you. Your kids need you. And one of the things I know about bus driving, and not only did I do it when I was way back in my beginning of my career. I'm still certified. But one of the cool things was, one of the first things I noticed was our drivers love their kids. They truly do love their students. And I used to have drivers, especially my ESE drivers, who would drive sick. I said, what? I said, Don, why are you driving sick? Well, I don't want anybody to drive my kids, they'll spoil them. And I know there's one sitting right here that's the same way. Don't look around, Deb. She doesn't want anybody to mess with her kids. She loves her kids. And I can say that about all of you. You love your kids. There's a special place in your heart for those kids. Some days they drive you crazy. We know that. But for the most part, you'll love what you do, or you wouldn't be here. And I just want to thank you so much for being here. I truly, truly do. So it's going to be an interesting start to the year, though. We're going to start the year the same way we started last year. Masks for students on the bus, because the CDC is saying that school bus transportation is public transportation. I tend to disagree. Public transportation means I pull up to a corner and anybody and his mother gets on, okay? You have a unique population on your bus. We only have school children that we identify to ride those buses. So I've always argued, we're not really public transportation. Right now, those students in class don't have to wear their mask, it's optional. Right now, they go to PE, they don't have to wear a mask. Right now, they sit across from each other and eat. They don't have to wear a mask. They pass each other in the halls, they don't have to wear a mask. But sitting on my school bus, you do. I've got the windows down, I've got the hatches open, I'm doing 55 miles an hour. Hopefully not in a 35. We laugh. But we've got lots of airflow going through there, If there's any bad bugs or anything flying around there, they're going to go right out that window, and that's what we want. So remember, again, we'll start this year, mask optional for the driver. It's up to your comfort level. But for the kids, they have to wear masks. Now, are we the mask police? Are you going to say, put that mask on? No. Kid comes up the door, don't have a mask, you say, hey, would you like a mask? Yes or no, right? Hand them a mask. You're going to have lots of masks on your bus, just like we did last year. They take it, they take it. They sit down, they don't put it on, just make a note. And when you get to school, let the administrator know, and they'll deal with it, is what they're telling me. But we're not the police, all right? We're not going to say, you got to do that, right? Just let everybody know, hey, Sam didn't put his mask on, and this administration will handle it appropriately. How did that work out for you this past year with the windows open? I know it's hot, air conditioning, you want the air conditioners on. But we really do need to keep those windows cracked and keep those roof hatches open because it really does work. And I'll tell you, the superintendent's driving around, and my boss, Randy Shatera, and he'll call me and say, I see bus number 632, they don't have the windows open. Okay. I don't know why, maybe it's raining. So, we have to look into that. So remember that you're driving around in a yellow school bus, it's a big, huge billboard, right? And so people are watching everything you're doing, especially in this COVID environment that we're working in. Because we're telling parents, hey, it's safe. We got the windows open. We got the roof hatches open. We got hand sanitizer on the bus. Make sure when you do your pre-trips, you got plenty of hand sanitizer. Make sure that thing's full. The guys out in the garage are great mechanics, and Greg will make sure those things are filled up for you. So I can't say enough great things about what they're doing to help us with that. So you have masks on your bus. You'll have lots of hand sanitizer. And who knows what the year's going to bring? I mean, anybody listen to the news? I used to, and I'm getting crazy. I don't know what to do. I turn it on, they say one thing. I turn it off, turn it back on, they say something else. So right now, the current guidance in Orange County is that wear masks when you're indoors. Even if you've been vaccinated, and then they're saying, no, if you've been vaccinated, you're okay. And then if you're outside, you don't have to wear them. It's not floating around in the air out there. So we get a lot of crazy things back and forth, but all I'm going to say to you is do what you feel is appropriate for you and your comfort level, and just, whatever you feel like you need to do. And I think we'll be great. All right, so again, starting the year, we're going to have 2 kids per seat, but because of our extreme, and I mean I've never seen it this bad before, shortage of bus drivers, there may be buses with 3 per seat. And that's until we can hire some more drivers. We're having a job fair that's going to start the 10th, Randy?
Yes.
Start the 10th. Bring your friends, bring your enemies, bring your friends' enemies, bring your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, whoever. We need drivers, folks. Please get the word out. you get $250 for referring someone. How about that? Pretty good. I don't want you driving down an Orange Avenue going, okay, get in my car. You get in my car. Especially on 441 South, because you might get somebody that we don't want. Anybody know about the South Trail? All right. If they got shorts up to here, don't put them in the car. So, but we need folks. We need folks. We really, really do. What am I missing, Randy? Oh, brand new for this year. Exciting new technology on the school bus. When you get on your bus, you're going to see some new stuff added. Don't panic. We're going to train you on it. We're going to show you how it works. A couple things. In this age of COVID, it's really important for us to know who's on the school bus more than ever, the students. So they're not installed yet because there was a delay in shipping, but each one of your buses will have a laser reader, kind of like the one outside, but even better, that reads the barcode on the back of the student ID. Every student's going to get an ID. They're making them now. They have to use them for lunch, they have to use them for library services, and now they're going to have to start using them to get on your school bus. So when the student gets on, they just put the badge under there, boop, just like at Publix. Do a little beep, right? If it's not the right student, you get a bap, or you get a boop. You get something.
How was it again?
Boop.
Oh, okay.
Although my little granddaughter says boop, it's something else. You gotta take her to the bathroom real quick. But you should get a noise of some sort. But it'll tell you right now whether that student belongs on that bus or not. How great is that? How many times, especially in the first couple of weeks, do you get out there and you're driving around and you go to your last stop and everybody gets off and you look up and you got one little girl back there. She's happy she can be, sitting way back in the back. And you go, hey, sweetheart, did you get it? No, that's not my stop. Where do you live, honey? I don't know. This is going to help because you can actually figure out who's on your bus now. That's a cool thing. It really is. It gives you lots of safety and security, but you're going to know who's on your bus. So then, the one I like is when a parent, that little girl doesn't get to her stop, right? Mom's standing there and she's waiting. The bus came and the bus left, but it wasn't the same bus. And then the mom panics, which I would too, calls our dispatch and says, I have a little blonde girl with jeans on and a white top. Has anybody seen one? How many little blonde girls with jeans on and white tops did we transport today? I bet every one of you saw one, or two, or three, or four. Or a little boy the same way, right? So, yeah, you understand how difficult it is in those first weeks for us to keep up with everybody. But this is going to help. This will be our first year with it. It's going to take a couple of years, get everybody up to speed with it, and the kids will have to get used to scanning on. You're going to have students, I don't have to do that. Yeah, you do if you're going to ride the bus. And we're going to have to kind of phase it in, be gentle with them, but they've got to understand that we live in a different world, and we need to know who you are, where you're getting on, where you're getting off. Because the system will track you, okay? And that way, when somebody calls dispatch or your manager and says, they didn't let my student off at the stop. You're driving around and I've literally had parents say that we've kidnapped their child. We've kidnapped your child. And, ma'am, I'm sorry. We don't kidnap children. We do transport them. Well, you kidnapped and you got to bring them back to me. So we can go back to the machine and say, okay, ma'am, what was your child's name? Sandra Smith. We'll look up Sandra Smith. Ma'am, Sandra Smith got off at 1st Street and 2nd Avenue at 3:03 and 32 seconds. How cool is that? Oh, by the way, she said something about going home with her friend. Have you checked with her friend? They're usually next door, But also we've been in situations where she got off at 3:03 and 30 seconds, and she was with a man, and somebody said, oh, that's her dad, and it was an estranged set of parents, and they were divorced, and dad just grabbed the kid and went out of state with her. Okay? So you've got all kinds of issues out there that you can talk about, that this will help positive ID, positive control. Another cool thing about this little tablet that's on your bus, looks like a little computer, that's what it is that it's going to give you turn-by-turn directions for your route, real time, which means just like your phones, finally, right, in the bus world, just like your phone, it will give you directions and you can follow the little arrow. So when we ask you to cover a route or split a route, it's a brand new route for you, it's going to be real hard to get lost. I think that's pretty neat. Another thing that can happen is you won't have to come in and scan anymore when you come to work. You go straight to your bus, you can check your mailbox, go straight to your bus, you scan on, you log in, put in your route number for that day and your attendant, and off you go. And that's your time and attendance. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff, huh? We think so. It's expensive, I hope you like it. So, but it's a real cool system. What else does it do, Randy? Fuel management system. Got a new fuel management system coming. They're installing it now. So the old days, you have to go up there and you have to go and scan your ID number in, and you have to plug in all your data, and you've got to put in your mileage on the bus, all this other good stuff. Well, right now, until they finish the installations, you'll still go out, you'll still scan, you put in your information, your digits. Coming very, very soon, though, you'll go up, scan your ID card, go to the pump, and start pumping. Because the computer will talk to the bus, get your mileage and everything else, and you don't have to do anything. It's like there's a whistle. Just off you go. So we're trying to make life better for you. FedEx and UPS don't do that. So stay with us. FedEx and UPS don't give you turn-by-turn directions. They make you use your phone, and they don't pay for your phone. So, what else is going on the buses, Randy?
They're painting the speed bumps.
Oh, did anybody notice the speed bumps coming in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wake up. Take that. Yeah, somebody's gonna need new shocks. Well, we had a problem towards the end of last year where, well, let me just preface that by saying that we've had an issue over the years with speeding in the parking lot. Really, it's dangerous. And what's exacerbated that, which means makes it that worse, is that when OTEC gets out, ALCO gets out over there, those kids, instead of waiting over here at New Beginnings in the little intersection here, they will cut through our parking lot. You have seen cars zipping around you in the bus parking area, if you park here at Simpson. And then they'll come blasting through the parking lot this way and go out by OTEC to avoid the backup because they don't want to wait, because they're really, really important and they just don't want to wait. Okay? Nobody's more important than them. So they'll either go through OTEC or they'll come down our road and then make that right turn and pull out in front of people. All right? So we tried to stop them from cutting through the back where you parked over here by closing the gate when they get out, which is at 1:30 or was it 12:30, I think, 12 or 12:30. And that was working for a while until we noticed the stream of traffic coming in this way. And then unfortunately, last year, we had a situation where someone was coming to work and didn't see someone in the crosswalk and ran over them, literally. And it was 2 people late for work, both of them. So we said something's got to be done about slowing people down. And I hate speed bumps. I cannot tell you how much I don't like them. But we had to do something, and speed bumps was the only option I had at that time. So they're actually going to paint them yellow this morning, because I noticed coming in this morning, I got here a little after 5. I didn't see them either. It woke me up. So just please understand, they're there for safety. Just please slow down. That's all we ask you to do. I've already got some industrious people who decided they're going to drive around them, so they're going around on the grass. Well, just know there's going to be barriers put there, so you can't avoid the speed bump by going around in the grass. That's some great folks. So just please, slow down, take your time, and everybody's going to be safe. What else, Mr. Randy? DOT physicals, that's a good one. Changes have occurred. Several years ago, the DOT decided, 2 years ago actually, the DOT decided that they would extend your physical for 24 months. It was, however, optional for school districts to do what used to be the old 13-month physical. So you had the option of either doing 24 months or 13. We chose 24 initially. Then we found some circumstances where we had at least 2 drivers, one driver which hid the fact that there was a medical issue that absolutely caused that driver not to be qualified to drive a school bus and was very dangerous. And that driver hid that from us for 18 months. And we only caught it, literally only caught it, when the route changed. And this driver needed some special services, and that route time had changed, and suddenly that person couldn't do that anymore, and that person came in and complained, and we went, well, wait a minute, you just said you're what? And that person shared and went, oh no. So we can't expose children to issues like that. So we're invoking the option to do a 12 to 13 month physical. Now there's 2 things you need to understand. One is that's the preference of this school district, and they have the right to do so. Your DOT Class 1 physical is 24 months based on federal guidelines. So if you were working for UPS or FedEx, they would probably let you keep that 24-month physical. We feel like children's lives are much more important than cardboard boxes. And so we're going to see you every 12 to 13 months. We pay for it, don't worry about it, no big deal. We'll let you know when to go. And everybody's going to the clinic now as the only doctor you can visit. You cannot visit your own personal physician anymore. School district, again, has that option, and they have invoked that option. And this has all come from the fact that we've had people who have not been honest. And the law says that you have to come forth. When you're medical, if something happens with you, you are bound by law to come forward and say, this has changed, I need to self-report. So, unfortunately, people aren't self-reporting, so we have to take a closer look. Once again, it's kind of like the speed bumps. We just ask you to do the right thing, and some people choose not to do the right thing, so we have to protect children, and that's why this has all happened that way. Any questions about that? Man, I like you guys. Either you're asleep or it's awesome. No. What about you guys? What am I missing?
Everything else will be presented next with the managers.
Okay, so we've got a nice day of training for you. I think we've got a lunch coming. Miguel, where are you? What time's the lunch coming? Is it lunch or breakfast?
Breakfast.
Breakfast? So what are we having for breakfast? Sandwiches?
Something from there.
Sandwiches, huh?
Yeah.
Who is it? Marco's Pizza? All right. We tried to get Malao, but
Between
that
8 and
didn't work
9.
out. So we do have some food coming for you. They're going to give you lots of breaks, and we just want you to really just relax, enjoy your training this morning. Mostly, thank you so much for coming back. It's greatly appreciated. Again, bring your friends, bring your enemies, bring your friends' enemies. What do they call those? Frenemies?
Frenemies.
Yeah, friends of enemies. Yeah. We don't care as long as if they can pass that training and they can get that physical. We need to put them in a seat and start paying them and let them transport our kids around. So we really do need them. Everybody, thanks. Have a great new year. We'll see you. And remember, my door's always open, you guys. Take care. Talk to you later.